Again, and it is
Day 8.
day 8 of the 29th year and
beyond. Yay!
What's going to say? We just really appreciate those of you who have been blessed by what we've shared, enjoyed it, maybe had some grins and giggles. Grins and giggles?
That's a new word.
Grins and giggles.
Are you sure now?
But at any rate, we wanted to talk to you today about conversations that you need to have before the I do's. Too many times people assume so much, because they're all in love, they're warm and fuzzy, and they just assume that each person wants the same things.
Right. And so in planning to spend a lifetime with someone, you need to make sure that you both are on the same page. Do you both have a faith base? And if so, is it the same? If it's different, can you make the concessions? Do you want children? Where do you want to live? What do you want to be doing in 5 or 10 years from now? Do you have goals? How do you feel about family? Are you a close-knit family? Or, there's so many different things that you need to consider. So this is definitely a topic that we'll be covering
time and time again.
Yeah.
Because it's really important. And again, like I said, so many times you just assume because, this person is your world and of course they want the same things that you do, but you have to have the conversations. You have to have those serious conversations. Getting back to what Gail says, spending your life with a person. See, and this is the thing. When you're talking about Christian marriage, we take vows for better or for worse until death do us part. The tragic reality is so many people go into marriage for better or forget it.
Yeah,
exactly. And if it's not fun anymore, if it's not easy, well, it's not going to be that. And so you need to be able to address those things that are most important. Gail talked about children. I want children. You want children? You want children. I may want one child. She may want 10.
Right.
Well, then you say, then you have to compromise. Well, where's the compromise between 1 and 10?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
I want a dog.
You
want a cat.
I want cats. She's allergic to cats.
Right.
All that kind of stuff. You have to have the conversations. So charitable assumption. For those of you who are familiar with the term charitable assumption, that's assuming the best in other people, assuming that most people are good and decent. So that's the only assumption you want to have when you talk about marriage is a charitable assumption, assuming the best. Everything else you have to discuss.
That's it, honey?
That's it. Finances. How are you going to deal with finances?
Are you going to have one bank account or 2 bank accounts or 3?
Absolutely. Who will be responsible for paying the bills?
Yes.
That kind of thing. Household chores. Mm-hmm. Who's going to do what? Mm-hmm. There are some things that Gail and I do just by how we've gravitated towards it.
I cook.
I do laundry.
I don't do laundry
at all.
It's wonderful.
I iron.
I don't fold. I don't iron. I don't do any of that.
But again, when you're looking at what's going to be done in the distribution and stuff, you also have to be mindful that whoever has the assignment gets to do it their way, right? So I'm a little OCD. There are certain ways I like towels folded and creases in clothing. And so because of my obsession, those become my areas of responsibility. So I don't have to get neurotic about that. But if I'm doing it, then she can't tell me to do it her way.
No.
If she's doing it, I can't ask her to do it my way. You understand? I mean, these conversations are important. It may sound mundane, but they are important. You need to talk about things like whether you're going to be relocating or not. If so, where? When we talk about the children, how are you going to raise the children? How are you going to educate the children?
Yeah.
Will they be homeschooled? Will they be private school? Will it be public school?
Right. And then also, even simple things like taller people over, taller people under. I mean, you will be surprised some of the things that we've heard other couples have challenges with it, to the point where they thought that was the reason why they were actually considering getting a divorce or separating. Mm-hmm. So just take this to heart. Think about those things that you can't deviate from, those things that you don't feel like you can make any concessions on, and those have to be at the top of your list of things to discuss before you get into a love relationship.
Absolutely, because there are things that are definitely your biggies, right? Those are the non-negotiables. Yeah. Then there are things that, are acceptable. Mm-hmm. Not necessarily high on my priority, but I can accept that. Then there are the deal breakers. Absolutely, positively. And you need to know what they are, but your partner needs to know what they are too. And so you have to have those conversations. It is imperative. Now, You may be surprised to hear this. You also need to have talks about intimacy and sex. You may have somebody that's very maybe traditional and somebody that loves to swing from the chandeliers. You may have somebody who I'm not so much interested in it, and somebody like I'm a fiend. I have to have it all the time.
Right.
You need to know all of these kinds of things. So do yourself a favor. Have the serious conversations before you get to a point about caterers and who's going to perform
Right.
ceremonies
Exactly.
and if we're going to get married. You need to have those serious discussions first.
Start there.
And this is only our first shot at this because there's so much more to come.
Thank you.